Hey y'all, you're always welcomed at Memaw's house, where today we are celebrating Noah's 14th birthday and we're baking his birthday cake. We'll start by pulling out my handy dandy KitchenAid mixer. We'll get this all set up, and while I do, let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, I am Memaw. My name is Angela, but Memaw is what my babies call me. And here on my channel, I take care of my family the old school way with new school twists. And it is Noah's birthday. And you all have met Noah in previous videos. And I will link one of those videos up in the corner for you to see him. But he is turning 14 and he is going to get a birthday cake from Memaw. Y'all know the rule. I make the birthday cake that they want. He wants a vanilla cake. That's what he's getting. Now, that's all set up. Let's pull out our ingredients. We'll start with 2 sticks of butter. The butter, like the rest of the ingredients, are all at room temperature, so they're soft. Now we'll measure out the next ingredient, which is 2½ cups of cake flour. Next, we'll measure out 2½ teaspoons of baking powder. The next ingredient is 1/2 teaspoon salt. Now the next ingredient is 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Once we have all of these dry ingredients together, I'll gently whisk those because the cake flour comes already sifted. Next, we'll measure out our 1 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. Now I'm using a 1 cup measuring cup, a 1/2 cup, and a 1/4 cup. Now let's pour our 1 cup of buttermilk. Now it's time to divide some eggs. We're going to get 4 large egg yolks and 2 large egg whites. All of the eggs are at room temperature. They beat up a whole lot better more light, more fluffy if they're room temperature. I love this little gadget though. It makes separating eggs so much easier than doing it any of the other ways that I know. And I think I got this little thing from one of the children was selling something for their school at some point in time as a fundraiser. This recipe also calls for 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar to use with the egg whites. Now I'm preparing my pan. I'm going to grease and flour the pans so that my cakes won't stick, hopefully. So welcome back to my channel. I'm Memaw. And if you don't already know, I take care of, me and my husband, Paul, take care of our 3 grandbabies during the week. Today is Noah's birthday. So I am stirring together Noah's birthday cake. You've already seen the ingredients. So now let's put our cake together. I have my oven preheating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you saw my cake pans. Let's get to cooking. Of course, we'll start by creaming our butter and sugar together. Now let's scrape down the sides of our bowl so that we can make sure that all of our butter and sugar is all coming together nicely. Look how nice and fluffy it is. Now it's time to add the egg yolks. I should be adding them one at a time, but one of them slipped out with the other one. And that's okay, I'll just beat it long enough for it to become mixed in well. Now we'll alternate flour and buttermilk, starting with the flour, ending with the flour. Now I've added my cream of tartar and my egg whites into a bowl, and I will now beat these until my egg whites are nice and firm. Now it's time to gently fold in the egg whites into my cake batter. Now I'll add the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now it's time to gently fold in my egg whites. When you're folding in egg whites, you want to make sure that you treat your batter with kid gloves, really, so that you don't knock down the air that's in the egg white. You want your cake nice and fluffy. Now that our batter is completely together, we can add it to our prepared pans. Now we'll bake these for about 25 minutes. I check them at about 22 minutes to make sure that they are cooking just perfectly, and they did. So they're done, they're out of the oven, and now it's time to turn them over onto my parchment paper. Okay, now that they're out of the pans, I'll let these cool completely for a half hour to an hour. In the meanwhile, I'll make the icing. I actually got this recipe from my sister Stella, who made it for her mother-in-law, and she made it with a chocolate frosting. I am going to make a cream cheese chantilly frosting for Noah because Noah does not eat chocolate. The first ingredients for this frosting is 2 blocks of cream cheese and 1 stick of butter. Before I start creaming my butter, I will add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now that the cream cheese and butter has been thoroughly mixed, I'm going to go ahead, after I scrape down my bowl, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. Now that that's well combined, I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'll beat this until that whipping cream becomes nice and full. As you whip the icing, you will see when the whipping cream becomes mixed totally with the cream cheese and butter, it will actually increase the size of the amount of your icing. Now I'm going to put this icing in the refrigerator because this is an icing that has to be refrigerated. Okay, so now my cakes are completely cooled. I've taken my frosting. You see how my frosting has kind of set up nicely because it's been in the refrigerator for a half hour or so. And now I'm going to ice my cake. Now, while I was just kind of hanging out in the kitchen waiting for the cakes to cool, I mixed up some red, green, and blue buttercream frosting or icing. I just mixed up one batch of buttercream and colored it all of these fabulous colors that Noah likes. I couldn't find my small round tip, so I couldn't put the blue icing in a bag. I put it in this little bottle, and I'm having a struggle with getting those letters put on like I want them to. But you know what? Noah does not care. He's such a good-hearted kid. He could care less about that as long as he's having his party, and it is the thought that counts for him. So I'm putting the lettering on here for Noah, and I know he's going to love it because it has all the colors he wanted. So the birthday cake is done. It ain't the prettiest thing, but I bet it tastes good. And Noah will love it. So I'm going to share a little bit of his little birthday gathering because I want you to see his response. He's always so happy and so thankful. And that's the purpose of giving something from your kitchen, giving those gifts from your kitchen, is that people will know that you put some love into their gift and some thought into their gift. So Noah wanted a vanilla birthday cake, and a vanilla birthday cake he got. Here comes the birthday boy.
Oh, Mr. Rodeo.
Yeah, Mr. Rodeo. Happy birthday, Noah James.
Happy birthday, Noah James.
with tennis shoes on your
You ready to sing Happy Birthday, Noah?
Yep.
Come on around here so you can
Be behind the cake.
blow your. So we served everybody birthday cake and they loved it. The cake was moist and delicious. The cream frosting was absolutely fabulous. And we all enjoyed ourselves and had a great time celebrating Noah. As you can see, Noah is enjoying his birthday cake, and we all had a really good time just celebrating him and enjoying one another. Thank y'all for watching. Be blessed. Bye.